So, as of recent company meeting, Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida apparently called that the PlayStation 5 is a niche product, with the device being primed, at least initially, for the hardcore gaming market. Well, that's obvious. Guys, I will be talking about this as of recently that Kenichiro Yoshida has apparently mentioned a few interesting tidbits of information regarding of the next generation of the PlayStation. Well, PlayStation 5, that's pretty much a given. This is all coming from the article from the Wall Street Journal as they report about this case. Links down below in the description if you want to read for yourself. I'm not going to do that. That loses the whole premise and purpose of the article being there. But I will be summarizing it and as well putting all the highlights that I personally thought that were somewhat at least very interesting and at least keen to talk about, at least for me anyway. They have talked about in its lamest bullet points is that they're aiming the PlayStation 5 to be as a hardcore as it possibly could be. They're not diversing their attention to something brand new or different, but they are putting a lot of the efforts and time and into the hardcore mechanics. Let me explain. You know the way that they have mentioned that they're all putting a lot of their time and effort, putting very heavy budget games, and obviously they're not going to be coming out as often, but because you require so much time and the development to make sure that these certain games, The Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, God of War, Spider-Man, like such games like these, Horizon Zero Dawn, they're big giant games, graphically extremely pleasing and stuff. There's gonna be a lot more heavier dosages on that front, and I love it. They've also, regarding that, they have mentioned that they will not be making an appearance at a TGS, and there's also regarding that they consider Xbox to be more on our rivalry standards. Now, they are not worried about Stadia, well, at least not yet, and they don't even consider Nintendo to be more or less of a competitor. It's due to the fact that Nintendo is concentrating with their more of a family-friendly content of the games, and that makes sense. Xbox is concentrating on more of a multi-platform capabilities of playing their games, such as we know, PC, Xbox, and so many other devices. Now, they have mentioned regarding as well that there's going to be a lot more relationships focusing on that with their big entities as such, right? There's going to be a lot more PlayStation 3 eras. There's going to be a lot more time development into these developers themselves, and so they're going to be a lot more relevancy. That's actually pretty awesome, and this actually means we're going to be getting pretty much the similar version of the PlayStation 4 of how it all went about, but far bigger and more hardcore in that front. And that's excellent news. Once again, it's just that because I think that PlayStation needs to be doing exactly what they've been already doing. This is just the fact that when they have exclusive games come out, specifically for PlayStation, that exclusive game, well, it will be exclusive. Not like in the Xbox, as an example, because you don't have to play any of those exclusive games only on Xbox, because, well, multi-platform. So you, for example, you will be able to play Halo Infinite on your PC when it comes out on a holiday 2020. They have also mentioned, well, this is more of a source, so to say, it's not confirmation obviously, that they are going to be releasing PlayStation 5 similar time, or at least time zone, or release schedule, I should say, as the next Xbox or the Scarlet, Project Scarlet. So that's already given, that was already obvious. Now, we already know and how they're gonna go about it. There were a lot of rumors as well saying that the next PlayStation is gonna be 4 times more powerful than the PlayStation 4. So that's actually very good news. So there's gonna be a lot of capabilities that we'll be able to support and it will be able to pull off. Guys, if you did not know, PlayStation 4 Pro was not even twice stronger than the PlayStation 4. All they did was pretty much overclock their GPU. There's a lot more to it. Obviously, I'm not gonna get into that. I could be wrong on some points. I could be, some right on some points. But that's not the important part. I wanted to continue on talking about this, about the hardcore element that they have mentioned. The hardcore element is for the people like myself and so many other people that are divorcing and saying that the PlayStation exclusives are simply the best games out there. And it's the fact, not the truth, it's the fact as well. Okay, so just that, because if you already liked what you played, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Spider-Man, and so many more, Bloodborne as an example, yeah, a lot more of that will be indeed happening again. Now, it does not refer to me, as I mentioned to you right there, Bloodborne, right? Because of the From Software, now they're diversing their games into multiplayer culture, so it's also coming out on the Xbox and PC. We don't know if they're gonna be coming back to under Sony's wings, so to say. Maybe, maybe not. I kind of doubt it at this point, to be personally honest. And yeah, it just makes sense. Like there's a problem with it as well that I see with these multiplayer, consoles. With these multiplayer consoles that you can have varieties of. What is the point of having, why is an exclusive game a bad thing? Sure, it's a bad thing due to the fact that a lot less people will be able to get an opportunity to play them, unless of course if they make the new purchase of that certain console. But that's the whole point of it, of you making that console and going for that decision. Sure, it will piss off a lot of people, but you have to understand, I think this is actually the whole premise of going for, let's say, why would you want to buy a PlayStation? Why would anyone want to buy a PlayStation? Because of the exclusive games. Why would you want to buy an Xbox? Before it was also about the exclusive games. But now, not so much. There's a better option now. Get a PC, because you will be able to play all the Xbox games on a PC. So you don't even need a Xbox Scarlet or the Xbox in general. So, they kind of loses all prevalency and, the appeal. Now that's why Xbox Scarlet is not going to be doing all sustainably well in the front of the selling. Now, don't get me wrong, the console will sell a lot of units. I'm not doubting that, not even a single bit. But it's not going to do as well as the PlayStation 5 will. I already said it, I'm going to say it again, all because of the exclusives. I'm sure a lot of people are already sick of hearing this, but, it's the whole point. There's the whole money where it comes from. The exclusive games coming out on the PlayStation, and a lot of people consider them to be the best. Some of the games that are coming out on the Xbox that are, I put down quotes as exclusives because they're not exclusives. If you play them on any other console or platform, not exclusive. And the other true exclusive, I would even want to argue to say, the second best, that really is considerate. I shouldn't say the second best or the best, but anyway, it's the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch have their own games because, well, Nintendo. They have their own exclusive games, like Zelda, you can't play them anywhere. Well, I think on Wii U you can as well, and PC perhaps. Well, you see, there are diversities in that front anyway. Not too sure, I'm just guessing at this point. So they have the exclusives, and this is why you would even want to buy a Nintendo Switch. In fact, let me tell you this. I wanted to purchase a Nintendo Switch only for the Zelda, the Breath of the Wild. And that was the whole premise why I wanted to get it. Now, currently I don't have it and I'm not going to bother getting it. But, this has gave me almost incentivization of me actually going out and purchasing a Nintendo Switch and Zelda Breath of the Wild. But now, Xbox, as we already know, they have Halo, Gears, and Forza. Halo, Gears, and Forza every time. It's like a loop, keeps continuing and never evolve. Now I understand, Halo, they're doing something new, different. Gears, same similar thing. Forza, blah blah blah. People see that, people don't like it. People just want more, at least I should say, higher degree and different bloody quality of games. Now, because Xbox. Unfortunately, we're waiting for so long until they finally started hiring new studios to develop these big games. And now people had to wait for 5-6 years until they got to hear some kind of confirmation that Microsoft is finally doing a step up. And now they are. Now it's going to take another 5 years if you actually want a true, proper, great exclusive game on Microsoft console. Well, anyway, guys, this is just my opinion. I know I might have triggered quite a few of you already. I just want to have a general conversation. I want to put out my front point of view. And this is the majority's, I can definitely, without doubt, say this. This is the majority of the people's opinions on how they would even think about it saying. I'm just saying my truth and what I think about it. A little bit of a sprinkle in my own opinion. A little bit of everything in here anyway. I just wanted to mention it. Talk a little bit more about it. I don't know how people are going to take this into the word of confidence, or how they're going to be able to, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go now. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys all, and yeah, have a good one.